grateful to be here today in the company of so many great people interested in moving forward the biosciences here in Utah. I'm Casey Sayre. I am a faculty member at Roseman University of Health Sciences in the College of Graduate Studies and the College of Pharmacy. And super excited to start and continue the discussion with you on the innovation in educational programming to prepare graduates for placement in the biosciences. So as I said, I'm here representing Roseman University, which many of you may have not heard of until today. We're definitely the new kid on the block on the team of great Utah universities. Well, just to give you a little bit of background, we been around since 1999, first campus being in the Las Vegas area in Nevada. 2006-ish, we came to open the campus in South Jordan, Utah. It's a private school, fully accredited, not-for-profit, specializing in health sciences programs. So nursing, pharmacy, dental medicine, business administration, now graduate studies, and in the coming years, a medical school on our Nevada, Las Vegas campus. Got a diverse student body and from all different areas of the world. So here's a picture of our, on the right, South Jordan campus in the Riverfront Parkway area, beautiful location, and on the left, our original campus in Henderson, Nevada. So about 1,600 students in all the programs currently enrolled and have accumulated around 6,000 alumni. The point that is particularly important to us as an institution, though, is the value that our graduates get from the degrees that they earn, and that is demonstrated in the value in less than 1% default on student loans. So that is particularly important that value is provided to the students. Over the course of the last 20 or so years, we have continued to observe and hear feedback from our students' interest in leveraging their health science background into careers in the bioscience industry. And of course, everyone here is very familiar with this. It entails all sorts of industries, including devices, pharmaceuticals, nutraceuticals, diagnostics, and other biotech. So that kind of spurred the interest on the part of the faculty and administration in investigating should we provide a program that will enable these students a pathway to employment in research careers in the biosciences. So we always wanted to pair student interest with actual demand. We want to make sure that not only are they getting to study an area that is compelling to them, but that when they graduate, they'll be able to get gainful employment. And so in the research that was conducted investigating this, we looked and relied heavily on the data that is published by BioUtah. And this is just some snippets from the 2023 Life Sciences Workforce Trends Report that I want to highlight that heavily influenced the decision on what kind of educational program would be advisable and advantageous to students. So here, that combination of student interest with market demand seemed to be met. Jobs in the biosciences are increasing year over year, particularly in Utah, and that strength of growth leads the nation. And within those increasing year-over-year jobs, we see a variety of sub-disciplines in the industry, including pharmaceuticals, medical devices, research testing and medical labs, as well as bioscience-related distribution. Now, this particular set of data was interesting to us in influencing what type of educational program would be best to satisfy the needs of the market. The figure on the left is degree requirements. And for positions requiring advanced education or graduate level education, about 13% of them were looking for someone with a PhD or a master's degree. And then on the right, the figure is talking or illustrating experience-related requirements that positions are required. And you can see about over 50% are requiring some type of experience. So the sort of requirements for education and experience heavily went into the decision of which programs should we kind of develop. And that first observation of 10% of the research or positions requiring advanced education being in the master's kind of made us raise our eyebrows a little bit. It was a little bit unexpected, especially as faculty members who went traditionally the PhD pathway to a career in research, to see that more positions were open and available for master's level trainees. And so we kind of look at, well, what are these two kind of classical paradigms for training researchers? We have the PhD pathway and the master's pathway. Being in academia, we know that the PhD is the terminal and top degree for a researcher in an academic environment as well as in an industry environment. It's a long road. Many of us remember that experience and never wish to do it again. 5 to 7 years of training, but end up having a highly specialized graduate. Whereas the master's level, especially in bioscience type master's degrees, are more industry focused. They're blessedly short, 2 to 3 years, and graduates tend to have a broader foundation in their educational experience. So taking those observations into account, we decided to actually do a top-down or reverse engineering approach to designing an educational program for these researchers. And so we went to the end user. We went to industry partners and collaborators and sort of had them give us a wish list of what they would want in an entry-level researcher that would join their company. One example of a person like this was Joe Nowalowski, CEO of JSK Therapeutics, who one big point of feedback that he gave was that master's level scientists are great and that they wish there was more of them. In particular in the Utah area, where he noted many of the companies are new, many of them are small, and so it's advantageous for an entry-level researcher to not only be able to contribute to the research mission of the company, but also other business company type missions as well as regulatory missions. And so we can see in this quote here that he gave that a master's in pharmaceutical sciences is a great solution to helping build the biotech infrastructure in the region and an excellent tool for professionals who want a career in helping research startups blossom and create new breakthroughs. With this background, graduates will be in great demand in the biotech sector. I highly recommend this training. So in addition to that observation and feedback, we also wanted to look at points of interest that are extremely important to students that often don't get talked about up front, such as compensation. It's not something that we want a student to graduate and not really know in the end how they're going to be compensated. Research data from AAPS indicated that master's level scientists are well compensated. And so that again was a nice assurance that the degree would be of value when the student finished. So it was decided to go ahead with the Master of Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences to begin and to offer for students interested in research careers in industry. Master's at Roseman is a 2-year thesis-based program, 36 credit hours of coursework, pretty standard load there. Tuition's around $30,000 per year, which is middle of the road for other masters in pharmaceutical sciences, and again targeted for preparing graduates for employment in bioscience industry. Since we began about 2 years ago with our small cohort, we've had an 80% placement rate for students in their chosen field. Want to now get a little bit into the nitty-gritty and details to show you some of the influence that collaborating with industry had on the design of the program. One of those influences that came through very strong was in coursework. As I said, industry stakeholders wished that entry-level scientists would come in with a broader set of skills besides just benchtop skills. Wanted them to be able to be competent in regulatory affairs as well as a business structure activity. So the inclusion of business and regulatory affairs coursework was done based on that feedback. Now the second bullet point is kind of the injection of the Roseman model into this program. If you hadn't heard of Roseman University before, we're kind of known for developing programs that are accelerated. Our professional program in pharmacy is in 3 years rather than 4. Our professional program in nursing is in 2 years rather than 4. And just this year approved by accrediting bodies for dental education, our DMD degree is 3 years instead of 4. So we have a history of taking long programs and then making them short. So we applied that same framework to the master's degree, realizing that the didactic coursework is important, but that it often interferes with the amount of time a student has to dedicate to the thesis research, which is the keystone of the master's or any graduate educational experience. So we developed a innovative method of delivery and an accelerated method of delivery. So hybrid and flexible delivery, that's kind of a smash up of those two words, which basically means that there is always a faculty member in person delivering content. We believe in that very much, that face-to-face learning for many students is critical. However, a student has the choice to attend in person or remotely through Zoom. And if not through Zoom, remotely, asynchronously via recordings of the Zoom lecture that they can access at any time. This has been advantageous for students who learn in all different ways, but also students who are working professionals. We have had, in the course of the development of the program, enough interest from our industry partners that they have sent their employees who are bachelor's level type employees into the program to get their master's degrees. The coursework is in the afternoons, so 1 to 4 in the afternoon, again, leaving the mornings from the very beginning of the program open for design of thesis projects, training in methodology, and planning. A couple of other highlights and advantages for the Roseman Masters. It's, as of our knowledge, the only standalone Masters in Pharmaceutical Sciences in the state. So for students who are industry bound, not necessarily looking for that PhD that was advantageous in academia, I want to get the 2 years, get done, and into the industry. There is that option now in the state. It's thesis-based, which is very important and critical for producing a independent researcher. They get that mini PhD experience in the fact that their thesis research is maximized with the accelerated coursework that ends basically just after 1 semester. And also a highlight of the program is that it prioritizes internships, mentoring, and networking with industry. Again, that observation that industry experience is very important went into the design of the program. We try very hard to pair students up with industry partners and embed them. Several of the students have their entire thesis projects done within a company, and that's where they report to every day. And it's advantageous to the company. They get a set of hands to work on a project that they don't have time for, and the student is gaining industry experience at the same time as finishing their degree. Just wanted to highlight and thank our industry partners. It would have been impossible to design a program of such value without them. And again, as I mentioned, several of them even sent their employees to finish their masters with us. And I want to finish with this last slide as one of the last pages in the Workforce Trends report that reported industry academic partnerships remain a cornerstone of targeted talent but must evolve and deepen to tackle outsized demand. And this is sort of our answer to that, and grateful to present it to you. Thank you.